Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL, and today Chall Chats Houston Dynamo 1, St. Louis City 1. A good point on the road for a resilient City against Houston pressure at times. Now, before we get started, make sure you do like, go and subscribe. Click the notification bell so next YouTube video. We are on the road to 3K. Let's get there as soon as possible. We are just over a quarter of the way there. Let's get to that next milestone, which is 2.5. Any St. Louis City fans who are watching this and Houston Dynamo fans who aren't subscribed to the channel, please go and hit that sub button because we'll be doing a lot more reviews from the MLS. Also, guys, make sure you stay tuned for plenty more content. European action kicks off next week, and we're going to have more news across all social media platforms about what games we're going to be covering here on the channel this week. Go and check out the Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok pages. The links for those are all in the description down below of every single video on the channel. And go and stay tuned to all those social media platforms and click on the notifications bells on all of the platforms, ready to hear the most information possible at the quickest time. So then, Houston Dynamo 1, St. Louis City 1. Before we get started into the game, let's have a look at the lineups going into this particular game. So starting off with the home side, Houston Dynamo. They've gone with a pretty interesting lineup here. Of course, Steve Clark, the man who kept 11 clean sheets in the MLS in the regular season. He is, of course, the joint, I think, or one of the highest ranked clean sheet keepers in the league. Obviously, he starts in goal. We've got Franco Escobar, we've got Arta, Amin Bassi, which I'll talk about in a moment in this game, Corey Baird, Hector Herrera, Adalberto Canasquira, Nelson Quinones, Griffin Dorsey, Eric Shevchenko, and Mikel. On the bench, Smith, Bartlow, we've got Steres, Tarbell, Hadebe, Aliyu, Caicedo, Kowalczyk, and Olsen. Now going into the St. Louis City lineup, Berkey starts in net. A couple of switches from the previous game. Celio Pompeu and Anthony Markinich comes in. Now they come in, of course, Sam Adeniran, of course, suspended for this game. Obviously, you've got other players on the bench. You've got Gio Chirini, you've got Yarrow, Watts, Lunt, Hebert, Vasilev, Indiana Vasilev, talk about him in this game as well. So some pretty decent players there on the bench. So let's go into the first half then, first of all. For me, you know, St. Louis had some pressure. They had some danger amongst them. They definitely looked like they wanted to go for it. And to be fair to Houston, they had some resilience about them. They had some really good resilience about them. And they looked quite dangerous themselves at times. And it was that kind of gut punch at the end of the first half for St. Louis that kind of killed it in the first 45. That kind of gut punch at the end of that first half. It was the goal. And when you kind of look back on the goal, it was a very confident move from Houston. I think that the way they swiftly moved the ball about was spot on. They had that confidence and a bit of flamboyance and showmanship and aura about them. Like they had this kind of, you know, I know what I'm doing. You know, it's kind of like, you know, Cher Lloyd's song, Swagger Jagger. They had Swagger Jagger. They had that kind of, yeah, you know what we're about. We're Houston Dynamo. We've got that energy. And for me, you know, Houston Dynamo killed it with that particular move. And some other attacking movements as well throughout the game. But definitely that movement. They showed the most swagger jagger, I'll call it. St. Louis, like I said, they put on some pressure. They had some dangerous moments. But it was just one of them where I don't think St. Louis overall were at their very best in that particular game. But one thing you can't count out about St. Louis, and that's one thing I've seen in the second half, going into the second half, which I love the fact that I'm seeing, and that is their resilience. Their resilience to keep going, keep fighting, keep ploughing on, and never say die. And that's exactly what they didn't do. And it all led to that equaliser near the end of the half, near the end of that game. It was a great move. Vasilev was given way too much space, in my opinion. Lovely through ball. I think that Dorsey for Houston Dynamo was caught in two minds. And it was a simple ball in. Obviously, the guy on the edge of the box with the shot, it was a good save. And Klauss was just there, right place, right time with the header. You know, Santa Claus is coming to town, is what St. Louis City said on social media. So it was a 1-1 draw. What would Houston take out of this game? Take some resilience out of this game. You still got a point out of it. You still got one of the better home records and one of the better defensive records as well in the league. So definitely take some responsibility on that one. I think you're not obviously in a rot. This isn't the start of some rotting form for Houston. I think they will be in that playoffs come the end of the regular season before the playoff campaign hits. As for St. Louis, I think they're pretty much there. Playoffs secured, pretty much. Obviously, I don't think it. I mean, comment down below. Was it mathematically confirmed? I'm not too sure. If it wasn't, it should be soon. I wouldn't think otherwise with that one. But there we are, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, guys, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now. St. Louis fans, Houston fans, comment down below. What did you think of the game? Well done, City.